Hello and welcome to Start the Beat with Sykes. My name is Sykes and this is my podcast. Before we get started, I just wanted to take a quick moment to thank everyone who checked out the last episode. If you're one of those people, I hope you enjoyed it and thanks so much for coming back. But for those of you out there who are new to the show, welcome. Please feel free to make yourselves at home. And as always, there's beer and soda in the fridge. We don't have anything right now, but we'll cheers with a fist bump.
Cheers.
Cheers. Fuck it. It's a Sunday and sometimes you just gotta fucking chill out. I keep saying that.
Well, it's appropriate, man. I mean, what else do you do on a Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, I did just drink a beer downstairs, but that's okay. That's off camera. So everybody knows. Everybody makes some noise for Turner's Dairy Farms in the building.
Oh, yeah. This is legit, man. I live and die by this milk. You know?
A little chocolate milk in the house. And for those of you out there that do not know, this handsome creature sitting to my left, because I kind of don't want to call you human.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to respect.
Yeah.
I don't know how associated you want to be with the human race at this point. We'll get into it. Everybody make some noise for my friend Jake Munson Nelson.
Thank you. So
for those of you that don't know Jake, you're a friend of mine.
Very true.
You are a fellow member of the Pittsburgh metal scene.
Very true.
A couple bands that you're in.
A couple.
Doing some vocals and metal-y things.
Yeah. You know, just gurgling into a microphone more or less. You know?
So most recently, we were talking Post-Mortal Possession.
Yes.
Repulsive Creation.
Yes.
And I have no idea what else you're up to. I'm sure you're doing some other things.
Yeah, I'm always pretty busy. Like I always do stuff with a bunch of friends over in Europe that just like, you know, just make riffs at home and just want to do it at home. And I like it because it gives me more experience to kind of step out of my comfort zone or just do anything, you know, a lot of free range. And I think that's important. So
the more you can do, the better, especially when it comes to a craft.
Right. Yeah.
You know, a thing that you're practicing.
Yeah. I'm just trying not to like overburden myself because like there's a lot of people that are like, hey, dude, do this. And I'm like, kind of just want to hang out with my dog and like not scream into a microphone. So like I have to pass on a lot, you know, but the ones I do, I enjoy, you know, really cool people. And, you know, you just get to do what you get to do. You know? It's nice. You know, it's very nice.
So heavy metal 2020. Here we are. How are you feeling about the current state of heavy metal?
Man.
Just as a fan, not even as a participant.
Okay. I would have to say there's some good bands and there is an ocean of garbage out there. Sure. And like I don't try to like be rude about it, but like a lot of metal bands, like it would be like you putting out something and it blows up, it's different and it's trendy and it's getting a lot of likes and views because that's what we're all after, you know? But they take what was trendy and they kind of do that in their own way. And like, it's not bad, but it gets like oversaturated with the same thing. You know, you're just like beaten in the face with the same tones all the time.
I think that it got too easy to record metal.
Yeah, the internet, dude, ruined everything.
Dude. And you get a lot of people that it's like stuff sounds great. There's a lot of stuff where the production sounds phenomenal, but the songwriting just isn't there. Because it's like you got somebody like a band that's been together for 4 months, and they are able to put out a demo that sounds like something that like it sounds better than like, you know,
it's like Mozart picked up a guitar and distortion and made this.
It sounds so fucking good because, you know, it's like we can, as long as we can play this riff 60%, we can quantize the rest, and you know, all these plugins sound fucking sick and we can make it sound heavy and it sounds good, but the songwriting is like
garbage.
What is there?
Yeah. It's like it's almost it's losing its organic feel to it. Like I enjoy a good groove and like with music, I kind of want to be like transferred somewhere. You know, like I want to be able to put an album on, you know, and like really experience the entire spectrum from when it's like lyrics, cover art, or to the music. And like I kind of feel a lot of metal bands obviously go for like, you know, I want the cover to be like brutal and like super crazy, and then like their lyrics are just like if you're reading a horror movie book, you know, and like there's nothing that really, like, they're not progressing, they're not challenging themselves musically. And like I get that a lot of bands, they do find their direct sound early, but then there's a lot that like it'll take them 10 years, you know, like that's what a lot of people don't understand. It'll take you 5-10 years to really get where you wanted to go day one.
Absolutely,
you know?
yeah.
And like that's the problem with today. Everybody wants everything now, you know. Let me just record this riff, pop it in a garage band, and it'll totally fix it. And then like I can just add electronic drums and it's out. So like there's too much music nowadays. So like that's where I lose it. Like, dude, I've been listening to the same bands I've been listening to like 9th grade in high school.
Sure.
You know, like nothing's gonna beat that, you know. And it's like I do find some new bands that like I like, but are they memorable? No. You know, so like I really gotta find what I like. Like I have like probably maybe 5 or 6 really like brutal death metal bands. I'm like, yeah, those are sweet, you know. But like it's hard because like you don't really have an interaction. Like nothing's better than getting in a room with dudes and like trying to create something, you know.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. You know, it's a lot of sacrifice. So
I find myself doing this push and pull because I think anybody should be able to record music and put it out there and do whatever they want with it.
Right.
You know, I'm not saying don't put your fucking music out.
Yeah.
But it like really rubs me the wrong way, the amount of bands that I've seen just even on like, you know, this underground local level where it's like they have something that sounds really fucking good, but it's all like half programmed by one dude.
Yeah.
And then you go see them live and it's like, oh, well, I just put a band together and everybody knows like 30% of the songs. And it's like, what is this?
Yeah.
Because online they have this super sick traction, which is cool. Good for you.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, you're not even a band.
Yeah. And
It's just like, it's like, I understand everybody wants everything really quick and they want it now, but
right.
like, what happened to like taking your time, getting a band together, being ready to fucking play shows and go out there and then do that and play a bunch of shows and grind and then record an album. It's like in reverse now.
Yeah.
It's like bands will have like full March runs before they even have, before they've even played a show.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And
it's like, what's going on? It seems so backwards.
Right. And it happens more often than none. Like there's bands that are like iconic, never played a show. Like the Beatles have played more than they have live.
Sure.
You know, and it's like, it's crazy. But I had this an epiphany, dude, when I was in the shower like 2 days ago and I was just listening to something. I was trying to keep up with the Joneses and just kind of check out what's new. I came to grips with, and I kind of feel the more shitty and untalented you are, the more popular you are. And it's weird to say that, but there's like a lot of bands like we're talking about that like, you know, don't do shows. They put out an album, but like it's just something about them that grasps somebody and they pass it on. It spreads like a plague, you know? So like, and like you'll get like a band like you guys that like worked hard, took time and like wrote great music, and it's like it's not catching on. So that makes you like, what the hell am I doing wrong? You know, like I'm putting like 28 hours into one song, you know, like what's going on here? And it just really like it burdens you, man. And I was like, you can't be like that, but that's kind of how it is now, you know?
Think the
to a point.
The double-edged sword of metal is that what works is simplicity.
Very
and
true.
It's not always the best or the right way to put like something is like a simple like simplicity.
Yeah.
It shouldn't always be overlooked as garbage.
Exactly.
I
enjoy simple stuff.
There's a lot of stuff that I think that works better just because it's simple, so it resonates better with people in terms of like, especially when we're talking about like, you know, crazy technical music.
Yeah.
It's of course you're throwing this. It's like
Right.
you're trying to fucking fly into the Death Star at this point. You know what I mean?
You have to pinpoint it, dude.
It's really, really niche, and there's only so much space, I think, for bands to thrive in that. And I think it really just depends on your expectations, and there's so much that goes into it. The way you present yourself, your album artwork, the way you look as a band, and
it's crazy, dude.
I think it really just boils down to, for the most part, just how much you're playing, and how, I think, in terms of longevity,
right?
Just how good you are live and how much you are playing out. I think it'll,
like you don't want to oversaturate.
It stands the test of time. There's just a lot of these like weird, like temporary bands. I'll see bands pop up. And like I think about, there was this really funny thing that happened one time where an old roommate of mine, he was on Instagram.
Oh man!
And he saw a picture of a girl that he used to date.
Okay,
like laying in bed with some other dude.
Yikes!
Right, and the thing that it came out of his mouth was just like, "That's temporary as fuck." And then like lo and behold, like like a week later, it's done.
Yeah, it's
and
human
now,
nature, man.
Ever since he said that, there's so many bands that pop up, and like I see it, and I'm just like, that's temporary as fuck.
And that's exactly what happens, dude. Like after they ride that wave, dude, they just dissipate because they're not progressing. Like you're like, just like I said, we get so much that people always want the next thing. So if you're doing the same thing, you must. It's over. Yeah, everybody moves on to something else.
Over time, the thing that has like begun to impress me the most, regardless of what style of music you make, it's just like persistence over time, and like people actually sticking with it. You know what I mean? Like if I see a local band put out a single, I'm like, I don't give a shit. If I see that band put out a single, play some shows, then they put out an album, and I see them doing stuff, then I'm like, okay, cool. Now you have my attention. Now I feel like you're actually doing it. This isn't some weird temporary thing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly right though. And so what's your favorite part of like being in a metal band?
My favorite part of being in a metal band, playing shows, being really aggressive live, sharing that energy with the world, hanging out with my friends. Metal was my first love, musically, so it's great to be able to contribute to that culture and try to do something that, I don't think that the music that Greywalker makes is like reinventing the wheel by any means, but I'm happy being able to just push myself creatively, do something better than I did the last time, and like see the people that I'm in a band with grow, see them develop as players. And I feel like we have a bunch of new stuff that we're doing now that we're getting ready to record, and I feel like we're definitely pushing ourselves harder than we've ever have, and in different ways. And it's cool. It's just fun to see that growth, like with your homies.
Oh yeah, dude. It's like, dude, you couldn't even play that. Like,
play shows and meet people. It's fucking awesome.
That's probably my favorite. Like I mean, we all live for that like 20 to 30 minutes on stage, but like I always liked, like obviously like when you're going to out of state shows, I love hanging out with the dudes because like we practice one day a week for like 2-3 hours, and that's all I actually see of them. And like I enjoy it because it's like that's our bonding experience, and like we're just hanging out, man, and then we're about to go play a show and hang out more. So it it makes it extra special for me.
I've said this before, but like what we do, this whole being in a band thing, it's completely ridiculous.
It is. My wife tells me all the time.
I think that you shouldn't overlook what you have.
Yeah.
In terms of, okay, what we're doing is not normal.
Right.
But it is special in terms that, we have something like this to do once a week, twice a week. We have shows to go play. We have friends to hang out with and have this creative outlet.
Right. And have this bond.
That's not a normal thing.
No, that's like a cult.
So overlook it because, oh, maybe your band isn't on tour right now, or,
Right.
you haven't put out anything new in a while, or things aren't working out. Like, have goals,
Yeah.
work towards them, but don't overlook the things that you have, and like, don't take that shit for granted.
No, you can't, man. Because like I always look like where I came from, and I completely started as a vocalist. Like, do you remember the very first time you did, like, I actually like screamed in front of somebody on a microphone?
Yeah.
Like, it was the worst thing ever, dude. Like, I had the weirdest experience though. Okay, I'll tell you this real quick. So like, I was at my VOTEC class, which was like a high school trade, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And like, it was like the last 2 days, and they had like this giant meeting in the court, and it was basically like an auditorium, and they gave us pizza, whatever. And like, there was a karaoke machine there, right? And like, all my dudes in my audio body class like knew I was a metal fan and stuff, and they kept begging me like, dude, you should go on there. You should go on there. I'm like, bro, I'm not going on there. Like, I don't even know these people. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
So like, the lady ended up calling me up because my buddy was like, all right, dude, I totally got you all set up. And I was like, why would you do that? Why? So like, I ended up doing it there, man. And then like, I did probably terribly, and I terrified everybody.
What song was it?
Dude, it was this band called Mortal Treason.
Okay.
And dude, like I was born and raised in like basically a farm town. So like, maybe the 75 people in there have never heard anything like this, dude.
Sure.
Like they're like, okay, this is fucked, dude. But like after that, like I actually met like a drummer in a band like from another school, and like we jammed, but nothing like transpired. But like, that's how I got that heat,
Yeah.
I wanted it at that point, So like, I would just constantly practice in my room, and my grandparents hated it, but here we are now, so it's crazy, but like, I always try to think back then. It's like, dude, you never would have thought you were doing this. Like, like, I'm happy that I get to meet all you guys, everybody else. I meet people from all over the world. Like, I go to other states I've never been to. And it's like, when you step back and realize it's retarded, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like,
It's
what
fun,
are we
dude.
doing?
It's nothing that should be overlooked at all. And I think that there are a lot of people that overlook it, or they just have different interests.
Yeah.
You like, on the subject of just like grumpy motherfuckers in the metal scene, it's just like, okay, I get it. There's a lot of shit to be grumpy about.
Yeah.
Totally. But why like, why, if you're not going to have any fun
Right.
doing this, if you're going to show up late, leave early, complain the whole time you're there,
Right.
lug your shit across town, what's the point?
Yeah, dude.
You don't have to do it.
No, you don't.
You know what I mean?
There's literally somebody that would love to step in
for the
dude.
fucking 4 people that might come out and
Yeah.
see you. Like, just invite them over to your band practice at that point.
Like, don't waste anybody's time.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, man. I hope it changes when, like a new generation comes out or something, dude, because it's been, just like we were talking about earlier, it's very negative in a lot of aspects. Like, obviously it's good to be competitive, but like, you can also tell other bands, hey, you did a great job. Like, I'm not crazy about your music, but I respect you guys.
Yeah.
And like, I would like that a lot more than you lying in my face, like, hey, dude, good show, and then walk past me like, I know you're lying to me, dude, but I would rather have that dude that was like, not really into what you're doing there, bud, but I respect you as a musician. Like, you're out here trying. I wouldn't have the balls to do that. Like, that I respect more, and you don't get that from like other bands, dude.
Yeah, I mean, there's been plenty of times that I've seen bands that are newer bands playing, and you could tell they don't have it yet,
right?
But they have this, like, there's an energy where you could tell they really give a shit,
right?
And as long as they just keep playing, they'll get it.
Yeah,
like, you're gonna suck.
Yeah,
you're gonna spend more time sucking than being good.
Like, get used to it for a minute.
Probably it's that's the statistic that I'm assuming is normal amongst most human beings.
It's 50-50.
And yeah, but the thing that that goes back to this whole modern production and people being afraid to suck.
Yeah.
But it's still like, it's like this weird Tinder date. It's like a blind
Yeah.
date thing because it's like everything. Oh, cool. You got the sick merch runs,
Right.
and you got the record that sounds really, really cool. And,
Right.
you know, you paid whatever metal injection to get your fucking, to share your song link for your one song that
Yeah.
you have. And then I fucking go and see you. And it's like, oh, I'm at a talent show.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
have you actually practiced at all?
No, dude, like I've met bands that only practice once a year. It's like, what? How do you do that? And like they get members from all over the world. And it's like, well, at that point, just hire people on, you know, like so you can travel and like do that because you're just wasting your time, man. You know, it's just sad, dude. It's very sad.
I mean, it goes back into reason though, but I find that most of the time people that are really genuine and want to do this,
Yeah.
they start out just like playing shows and they don't have any fucking merch at the show and things like that. And it's just like, yeah, they're just starting and like, they're not great now, but
Right.
you know, I might see them in 6 months and they be fucking killing it. And
Yeah.
maybe they'll have a sticker this
Right.
time.
Yeah, dude. That's it. You know?
Growing.
That's
you know?
my whole lunch money right there, dude.
Just
You know?
fucking growing and developing.
Yeah, because like you're not going to be the greatest. I mean, you can practice and practice, but like stepping outside your room and jumping on stage with a bunch of strangers is completely different.
Yeah.
You know, like, and you're going to bomb. I've bombed. Everybody bombs, dude. You know, like you're going to have it, but it's like you got to use that and get past it, you know, and want to get better, you know, and like kind of take what you're doing and be like, is this working? Is it not? What can we do here? You know? And it's there's not a lot of people that take that time.
Yeah.
You know?
I've really over the past couple years of my life tried to adapt that, you know, every mistake or fuck up is an opportunity to learn mentality and like, okay, this sucks. Like,
dude,
you know, we fucking botched this, but why?
Yeah.
Well, let's figure out why so that shit don't happen again.
Exactly. Like
if we try to pretend that it didn't happen, it's just gonna keep happening.
Yeah. And it's gonna be routine, dude, you know?
It's just gonna get worse probably.
Oh, absolutely. After that, dude. You know, like I hate everything I do, to be honest with you. I'm my biggest critic. And that's something that like really irritates me because I'm always like, oh, dude, you can do better. But like, I'm like, I also use that because it's like, why wouldn't you want to be better? You know, I mean, who the hell cares what you think, you know? So,
yeah,
but it takes everybody time. And like, nobody starts out perfect, you know? And it's just crazy.
I honestly, as much as I criticize myself for everything that I do, I don't know if there was ever a time in my life where I was able to look myself in the mirror and be like, I'm really happy with myself 100%. I would probably feel really uncomfortable.
You'd probably just jump out the window beside you.
Yeah.
You know? Something's wrong.
Yeah,
dude,
that's not right.
Yeah. And like, I actually didn't do it on this last album. Like, I recorded it, I listened to the masters, and then that was it. Like, I was like, I kind of want to step back because with like the whole recording process, like, on the last album, I totally screwed up, dude. What I did was like completely listen to a ton of music, like right before I hit the studio. And like, I walked in the studio and I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do.
Your palette was all fucked up.
Like screwed, bro. Like I wanted to be like this. And then I was comparing to this, like while recording. And I was like, what are you doing, dude? So like, this time I like listened to no music. I read books, you know, I listened to podcasts.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even want to hear any metal music, dude. And like, that helped me so much, like not only with like my confidence, but like my ability, you know, like I went in there, I was like, you got this, dude. Like,
dude, it would be like you're in the middle of cooking something and then you order takeout.
Yeah, exactly.
So you could like compare in the middle of your dish.
How's this Chinese compared to mine?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah. It's pointless, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, just do it. And like, that's.
And the other thing too, when in terms of just like creating art and finding your own voice,
right?
You got to make it has to be unique. Otherwise, it's like, why is somebody going to come to you if what you're doing just sounds exactly like what somebody else already did? They already got that.
Yeah.
It's like I've been like that with metal and a lot of music, but mostly metal for a long time in my life.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, yo, like, you know, this such and such record is fine,
Right.
but like I've been listening to this band forever.
Right.
It's like I don't necessarily need this.
Dude,
you know,
it's just like when you hit 30, you're not looking for new friends. You're not taking applications to new friends. Like what you got is what you got. You'll hang out with people, but they're not in your like, you know, hey, I'm dying on the road. I'm going to call these people, that friend circle, you know? So like it's the same thing with music.
It's funny, like now as I'm in my early 30s,
right?
And it's like the first time where I'm like starting to see this like whole generation rotation where now there's a lot of people that are in their like late teens, early 20s that are doing the new metal thing again.
Dude, it's coming back,
which is fun, but it's so interesting to me because it's like you'll get a lot of people that don't seem like they have no idea. Maybe a very surface level idea of who a lot of these bands are. It's just naturally evolved back to that.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, I'm happy bands are doing this, but it's like, I already listened to this shit. Why do I need to hear it more? I'm like feeling like the first like old man metalhead feelings in my head.
Yeah.
Because it's the first time it's happened to me.
Yeah.
And like
it's crazy because like you always think about like the older folks growing up where they were like, oh, when I was listening to like Led Zeppelin, they weren't even on the radio. Now they're on the radio. And it's like, it's happening to us, dude.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
It's crazy. But like it's I don't even know how to explain it. Like I kind of feel like it's a money grab now because like in the last 3 to 4 years, all those bands are coming back now. Like MySpace bands and all of that. Like, which is great. Like if I didn't get a chance to see them, I'm gonna go see them now. But it's like, is that what it's coming to now? Like just bring all the old bands like Rage Against the Machine.
Oh yeah.
You know, like I would love to see them live, but like I don't know if I'm gonna pay $300 a ticket, dude.
Yeah.
You
well,
know?
the tickets aren't $300.
Thank God, bro.
Yeah, that I think that there was like a lot of weird stuff that happened with that. Like I bought floor seats. It's $125.
That's not bad.
I mean, it's a lot of money.
Right.
But I mean, there's a lot of money. Like a lot of the stuff that they're doing is like they're donating stuff to charities.
Right.
And like they're like simultaneously using like the high ticket prices to ward off scalpers and things like that. Like,
well, that's good.
And I think that there's articles that people can read about it, but I think a lot of people just like to shit on stuff. So you keep hearing people talking about the $300 Rage Against the Machine tickets. And I'm like, I got tickets for $120.
Yeah.
It's not cheap.
Right.
And I totally understand the joke of like, yeah, Rage Against the Machine and like capitalism and charging money for shows. It's like, yeah, they're still a band and it's like people don't understand like how much money it costs to produce something. Like we play a show at the fucking Smiling Moose and there's a good chance that everybody in your band is walking out of there $50 broker than they were when they came there.
No doubt, dude.
Like, so it's like there's a lot of people, a lot of responsibility that goes into putting together an event at like the fucking hockey arena.
Yeah, like you have to hire all those people to unload 20, maybe 30 trucks, dude.
Yeah,
like
there's a ton of production.
That's insane.
It's not just like these 4 guys sitting around a table. Let's make all this money. It's like,
just chain smoking.
Yeah, it's like they probably have literally the same amount of people on tour with them that Taylor Swift does.
Right. Yeah, and it's like they don't even need to come back, man. It's like you're lucky that they did. It's like that's people taking it for granted, and like I just don't understand it. Like I feel people will complain about everything because they have nothing to complain about. You know, like we live
because
the best time of the humans.
It's
right
very,
now,
very,
dude.
very comfy.
Too comfortable, bro.
Yeah.
Like, how are you gonna bitch about Rage Against the Machine? You know, like you're lucky they're around, dude. Like, and that's what I don't comprehend.
Go or don't go.
Yeah,
that ain't a big deal.
It's like, is it really bothering you? Like, okay, you can't afford it. I'm sorry. You know, like that's the set price. You know,
sure.
It's like,
but I know fucking people complaining about the Rage Against the Machine show that definitely spend probably double those ticket prices on fucking
like
pot and booze a week.
Yeah, dude. It's like, let's pull out the old tally tab and let's really see, you know?
Yeah,
and then they shut up immediately, dude.
Sure. Which is fine. I'm not saying like fucking smoke all you want, drink all you want, do whatever you want. But
everybody's got vices.
I mean, like in 2020, and there's another thing too, people were like, bring 90s prices back. I'm like, bro,
Like, do you know how the economy works,
it's
dude?
like, unfortunately, it's like, it sucks to say this, but I feel like $120 in 2020 is not a lot of money.
No. I
like,
mean,
it's not cheap, but it's also like everything is fucking do anything now.
Yeah, like, dude, just go out to dinner with you and your girl. You're like walking away with $80 to $100. It's like, what's an extra 25 for an actual good night?
It's interesting to see how things really like pick up though, in terms of like whenever the hype will build up around stuff like this, and you just see people like really feeding the pot, into it and just going and going and going. It happens all the time. Just rage happens to be the current thing now.
Yeah,
something else will have everybody going in a minute.
Hopefully a plague, man.
And the other thing too is just like the spreading of misinformation.
Dude,
like the $300 ticket thing.
Like,
it's like, sure, maybe tickets may have been $300 for a show in New York City.
Yeah, like
not
that.
Here.
Yeah, because like that's pretty cheap for New York City, dude.
Not here. Or, whenever Howlers is closing.
Right.
And there was so many people that were like sharing the article, and then a few hours later, it's like, oh, well, it's moving to another location.
Yeah.
But everybody now already thinks that it's just closing. And then there was something with Ham Bones a couple weeks ago where like they were like behind on taxes. So an article got posted that they were closing, but then it was like, well, they paid them, so now they're not closing, but now people still think it's closing.
Yeah. Like,
I feel like with some, there needs to be some certain demographic of the internet where like articles can't be reshared for at least 24 hours or something until like the information comes out, like,
or just like have the common knowledge to like not get your news off Facebook,
or actually read something, not just read headlines.
I always think it happens like this. It's like that person completely sees the article, tells one person about the article, that person tells the other person about the article, and by the time it gets to you, it's like it's this whole construed story. And like I've always learned that like take in what you can, but you do your own research and then come with your own conclusion.
Yeah.
People don't do that. I know people that read articles just like the title, dude, where it's like blah, blah, blah is like killed for something. They're like, dude, I can't believe that.
I would say this. I want to take back my comment about an article not being able to be shared within 24 hours.
Right.
But I do think, how like there's like agreements on pages where like it won't let you click off until you've scrolled through it and you click the thing. There needs to be something like that for a share button to be available.
That's a pretty good idea. At least for like articles.
Read like be on this page. There's a timer. Like okay, this is a 4-minute read.
Right.
This page is gonna be up for 4 minutes. Fucking read it. Then the share button's available.
Yeah.
If you fucking read this and you still think it's valuable information to share it.
Yeah, move on to the next
I think that
level,
might be a good idea for some things.
Right, because like, dude, like even the whole clickbait business is like actually a business.
Oh, fuck
like,
yeah,
it's insane, dude. Like they have all these Russian companies completely set up where they pay people just to like post constantly, and then they take their amount of likes and they sell it to another company.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? Like that's insane in itself. That's like a mob of the internet, dude.
Yeah. And some people just have no idea that the world works that way.
Yeah, they don't even know what the world is outside their bedroom door.
I feel like being in the music industry and like being just behind the curtain in terms of like needing to use social media and understanding like how some algorithms work and why people do things and how you promote things and market things. Like, our brains are kind of tuned into that. Like anytime I see somebody posting something, I'm like, why are they posting this? Where's this link coming from? What ads are they selling on that? It's like, that's just the way my brain thinks.
Yeah.
But the normal person, again, like what we do is not normal.
No.
Even if we're just playing a fucking, metal shows at dive bars, it's not normal.
No.
We're still using parts of our brain that normal people aren't using. So they see something, article like,
anything.
Trump strangles a ferret.
That poor ferret.
And then then it's getting shared.
Yeah.
And then everybody thinks
then
Trump
strangles behind it now.
Trump's a ferret strangler. That's the fucking news now.
He probably is, dude. He probably is.
He might be.
Yeah. It just kills him with toxic orange waste.
Yeah.
But like, it's just like you're saying, like we as like music and artistic people that completely sell our stuff, like I look at us as like expert people watchers. We can look at a person and tell just by their body language, like, are they going to like us or not? And like, you kind of look at that person. You're like, all right, so how can I sell them something like that they want? So you basically like adapt partially to getting new listeners. You know, like that's kind of what keeps you going to a way. You know, because like obviously you don't want to just be like, I don't want the kind of the same group always listening. I always try to get, you know, you want to get a younger crowd in there, because if you get younger people, you have more of an outlook.
Yeah,
like,
it's if you're playing, whether you're, you know, touring or if you're just playing locally, tri-state, whatever you're doing, the goal should always be like, if you're not interested in making new fans that night, why are you playing the show?
Yeah.
Unless it's like, you know, like, oh, it's fucking Jake's birthday show or something like that. But even that, like the ego of that stuff kind of bugs me sometimes, where it's just like, bro, why don't you just get everybody to hang out? Leave the instruments at home.
Like literally,
like you're doing way too much work right now. Like if you want to go, like you want to celebrate the homie's birthday, word, that's tight. You know, fucking order some pizzas, have people come over, or just fucking go to the bar. Leave the
anything.
Don't fucking make everybody fucking come to some fucking venue and pay to watch a band practice for your birthday.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck is that?
Yeah, then just lonely cutting the cake in the background, you know.
But again, that's just my personal viewpoint. Some people just love playing shows, and that's tight, and their friends love coming out to see them. So hey, you know, happy birthday, motherfuckers. If that's your
thing. I just think like you know, when it comes to playing shows, it's good in the beginning to play a lot, because you really want to get out there, because normal people, just like we were saying, play shows, record an album, you know, and like when you consistently play shows, I feel you lose a lot of like, you just wear people out. Like when like you're playing shows, you kind of have to like strategically do it.
Sure.
To a way.
I think the thing is that it's really easy to devalue your brand, which sounds real lame to say out loud.
No, though, dude, it's a brand, bro.
Yeah.
Like they don't understand that. Like you're running a small business. Like, let's be real. You know, like it's a brand. You want the brand to work for itself.
Yeah.
Like,
if it gets to a thing where if you're in a routine of playing regularly, people may say like, well, I'll catch them next time.
Exactly.
Versus like a thing where if you're playing once every other month, once every 3 months, like, you know, locally, then people's ears might perk up when they see you when you see you doing a show.
Right.
And if you're doing a show, like, make it something cool. Like, fuck, these bands have never fucking played together.
Right.
Like, this is something unique, or this is like at a different venue, or we're releasing an album, or, you know, like make it something special, not just like, 4 bands have band practice at the Smiling Moose.
Dude, like if it was up to me, bro, I would have a kickball game where we all play.
Sure.
Like, you know, bands play in the background and like the audience plays kickball. Like that would be fucking rad, dude. And like, I would love to do stuff like that, but it's not possible. You know, like, well, I mean, it is obvious. Everything's possible. But like, yeah, like it's basically 4 bands.
There's been a lot of times with Grey Walker where like, you know, we've had house parties, we've done house shows.
They're great, dude.
And that stuff is fun, but it's so simple to do that, because it's like, okay, what do we want to do? We haven't seen the homies in a while,
right?
We have some new songs, we want to play them for everybody,
right? Or,
you know, are we gonna give the fucking Moose $300, or are we just gonna do it in the basement? Let's just do it in the basement.
Dude.
You know, we're not gonna fucking, it's like, if we're going to do something at the Moose, it's like, okay, we're shooting a video and we know we can get 150 fucking people to come down for this. Let's do it.
Right.
But if it's like, we're fucking having a party, we want like fucking 30 of our homies to show up.
Dude,
why even bother? Leave the gear in the space.
That's it.
Just, you know, get some fucking cases of beer, order some fucking pies, and just fucking chill.
Like, dude, I fucking
make it simple.
I fucking love house shows, dude. Like, if I could play house shows all the time on the regular, totally would. Like, that is the best atmosphere. Like that night with Incinerate. Best time of my fucking life, dude. Like, I love it. I love it when people are like that fucking far away from you, just like raging out, man.
Yeah.
Like, I love it, dude. And like, yeah, like I don't want to give money to a venue that's probably not going to help me at all, you know, promote the show. And
I think it's just being realistic about your expectations. Like, I think that's a really good example, because sometimes whether it's a birthday show, like I was
Right.
just making fun of,
Goddamn
or you just
Jake.
want to hang out with the homies. Like if you just want to have a small show, find a way to do it small.
Yeah.
Don't do something dumb like booking fucking Mr. Smalls,
Right.
you know, on a night because like you're getting a deal on the room when you know you're only going to get fucking 40 people in that space.
Yeah. And it's,
Book a smaller, stop trying to make yourselves look and feel better than you are, because those 40 people that come to the show are going to be like thinking, okay, this is fucking corny
yeah.
when they show up
Yeah.
and they're the only fucking people
They'd
there.
be like, oh, I totally
But you can
stayed
fucking
home.
do that show at Black Forge and be like, oh, this is sick. The place is packed.
Yeah.
And you're probably paying a tenth of the price.
Exactly. Like, dude, I've always looked at it just like that, dude. Like, smaller the room. Not only does it look better, it looks filled. Like the sound is good. It's like, I don't know why you would pay all that money to a venue and then consistently have to promote endlessly.
I feel like
in
it's
hopes of getting somebody.
people trying to flex on flyers. I think it's a lot. You get a lot of younger bands that just like, they don't want to work for it.
Yeah.
They, for some reason, it's like they've been a band for 8 months, but they feel like they're above having their album release show at a coffee shop.
Yeah. Like, dude,
It's like you're just starting out.
yeah.
And I feel like ego gets in the way and they lose sight of the fact that like, even though it's your show,
right.
it's like you're building an event for people to come to. So you got to make
Yeah.
sure you have like a cool environment for people to be at. So
That's like,
they're going to have fun there.
yeah.
It's like maybe they'll show up to the coffee shop, be like, oh, this space was small, but they had it fucking packed and it sounded good. We had a good time.
Yeah.
You know, let's go see them next time.
Exactly. Like I always focus like every time we do Slam Fest, like I want to bring different bands in, but like my main goal is I want everybody to have a great time. And like I say that all the time, like I'm not really worried about like, you know, the stupid stuff, promoting and all that stuff. It's like that'll come. That'll all fall into place. No worries. It's like I just want to make sure, because like when people leave, I want them to be like, not only was the music cool, I saw some new bands I've never even seen, but like I had such a great time.
Yeah.
And that alone brings people back because they're constantly chasing that.
You're putting a good
feeling.
energy in the room. And it goes
Exactly.
back to that like grumpiness. And like,
Yeah.
I don't understand like why, what benefit they think they're doing
They're
to themselves by
not
putting that
benefit.
energy out there. The other thing too, and this sounds like a little egotistical and I don't mean for it to,
Okay.
but in terms of like Grey Walker, when we're booking shows, if it's like a headlining show,
Yeah.
we're not going to book it if we don't think people are going to come.
Exactly.
Like if we're like worried, like, oh, like this is a thing, we don't know if people are going to come, we just pull the fucking plug on it.
well,
Like anytime we have a show that we're doing and we're headlining, it's not even a thought. It's just like, yeah, we haven't fucking played in a while. This is a cool spot. We can do this. Let's do it.
right.
And then I don't feel like, I mean, like we push shows, but I don't feel like we're not going out of our way. We're not fucking texting people, begging people to buy tickets for
Right.
shows, spamming people on Facebook and shit like that. It's
Yeah.
just like, hey, we're doing this fucking show. Show up.
That's exactly what we do. Like I don't like I don't know, burdening people. Like I don't think that was egotistical. Like that's just it's logical, dude. Like you don't want to like pack all your gear up, clear your plans, have to call off work or
Sure.
whatever just to go play for 3 people or just not even kind of feel welcomed
Yeah.
in general.
The thing too now is it's like, well, we've been playing for like 5 years.
Yeah.
So like we're at that point now. When we started, that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
You know, we ate shit a lot on shows and played a lot of shows.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, we still play shows in front of 10 people sometimes.
Yeah.
It happens.
And those might be the best
I mean,
shows sometimes.
Yeah.
you
And
know?
so it's not like every show is a great turnout for us,
No.
but it's still like we at least have some confidence in what we're doing.
Right.
And I mean, we're not always right.
Right.
But
you gotta
there's
take
a
a
lot of stuff
chance
that's
to-
out of your control, especially when they're like shows that they're not our shows.
Right.
You know, like where somebody else asks us to play a show and like, okay, you know, we'll push it the same we push anything else.
Yeah.
But sometimes since it's not our shows, there are people that like are our fans that may not give a fuck about, you know, some other band. They're not going to come. They're going to wait for our show.
Right.
So you can't control that.
No, dude. And I kind of feel like a lot of it is promoters, dude. Like I don't feel a lot of them really do their job. You know, like a lot of them don't pay the bands what they said, or they just don't promote. Like, bro, I totally wish we can bring back like people printing out flyers,
Yeah.
hitting parking lots, dude. Like that's what I always fantasize about is like the 80s metal scene, like heavy metal parking lot.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
Doc? That's what I dream of, dude. Like, how come it can't be like that again? You know, like those people hustled, man, and like, but there's no real like promotion and like.
I find that you see a lot of bands now that are becoming their own promoters.
Yeah.
Which is super sick, but it doesn't help cultivate a community past a certain point because, I mean, it's a band managing their own business.
Yeah.
And, you know, they might do a show, they might get their homies to play, you know, but it's not, they're not doing shows full time.
Yeah.
You know, they're promoting 1, 2, 3 shows a year.
Right.
And that's it, which is fine. But there's a whole lot of that.
Yeah.
And every promoter that I know, every single one that's like, actually, I'm just a promoter. I don't play in any bands.
Right.
I just promote. Every single one of them is overworked.
Oh my God.
They all take on way too much.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's so much that they like are incompetent or that they don't care. They're just too fucking busy. They're just doing
in over their
way
heads, man.
too fucking much.
Yeah.
And like us playing in the more extreme ends of the metal spectrum, we tend to get the short end of the stick in terms of their priorities.
Yeah.
If it's a thing where like, you know, we're opening up for a band, you know, doing the ticket hustle or something like that. It's like those shows, people, you know, super, super low. Cause it's like, you know, you'll have, you know, metal band at the Moose or fucking Craft House or one of these other places. But the same night, you know, they have fucking some crazy thing at the Roxy. And it's just like your show's fucking whatever.
Yeah, dude. Like, I remember this one time, dude, we played a show at the Smiling Moose. Not the Smiling, my bad. Mr. Smalls, we were up in the fun house and like they were having a rave downstairs. And like, I remember like, it was like halfway through the show. It was, there was a couple people there, maybe like 45, 50. Well, like all the rave kids completely started coming up, dude. And they packed it, dude. Like after the rave concert, like it was weird, but it was very unique. You know, it was like blending of two cultures, man, you know?
Yeah.
So like, it's cool, but I do feel they are way in over their heads, dude, because they take in all this stuff, you know, like, and they have to try to appeal to all these different people.
Yeah. It's like thinking about as a promoter, the amount of work that you put into your 3 shows a year that maybe you promote.
Yeah.
There's promoters that have 3 shows a day going on multiple times a week, like 3 shows a day.
Couldn't even imagine.
You know, 2 to 3 shows a day, 3, 4, 5 times a week. So no wonder you're the short end of the stick.
And then try to live, go to work.
Yeah.
Like, how do you do it then?
It's fucking crazy.
Like, I have no idea. It's insane.
So I don't know. I try to empathize with a lot of promoters, but I think the best thing that you could do as a band is just be aware of that.
Yeah. It's communication between the bands, like, which is great because like you can be like, hey dude, if you're ever in this town, like this guy hit you up, just be warned, this is what happens to us. Like, it's communication. Like, we all have to look out for each other because we're all doing the same damn thing. You know, like, you don't want to spend band money, the last of it, to go to like, you know, Indiana and lose money.
Oh yeah.
You know, like, and then you're screwed.
There's been plenty of times when like I've had friends coming through town, and depending on the day, I'm like, yo, if you want to come through, you'll probably save yourselves money just staying at my house and just hanging out for the day.
Yep, that's
not gonna, like, there's nothing going on. It's a fucking Tuesday night.
Yeah.
You know, or a Monday night, half the city's fucking closed.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I want to get you guys a gig, but it's like, trust me.
Yeah.
If you just take a day off, I know you want to play.
That's
but it's
it.
like, fuck it. You know what I mean? It almost might be better for you to just like find somebody's rehearsal space and just fucking practice and chill out.
Yeah.
Get some
like,
lunch,
we
relax.
can go enjoy the town.
Because you're going to fucking just burn yourself out.
Yeah, dude.
Sometimes like, those kinds of like negative experiences like that.
Right.
Especially if you're on the road, can like really fuck with you and just like
it makes
it harder to push forward with any sort of like a positivity.
Yeah.
Granted, it's all about taking chances. It's a gamble. You never fucking know what you're walking into.
Yeah. I mean, that's
but there's
life
sometimes
in general,
where it's like, you know, it's one thing to like see a door closed and not know if there's a fire in it.
Right.
You walk in, you take that chance. But if it's fucking, the house is already burning to the ground and you'll still walk into it. It's like, well, maybe it'll be okay.
Maybe it'll go out.
Yeah, it's like, no. It's like, if you know it's a bad idea, just avoid it.
Yeah.
If shit happens, shit happens. But if shit is happening and you're like, well, yeah, I'll go step in that, then you're an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah. You're kind of doomed if you do.
Yeah.
You know? But it's crazy, dude. Like, as I've gotten older, I've been way more weary about that. And like, we haven't played a lot. We haven't played any shows like recording this album.
But you're still rehearsing and shit.
Oh yeah, but like we didn't want to do it, dude.
I'm sure it's more healthy just to rehearse, get tight.
Yeah,
You'll play when you're ready.
It was fucking great, dude. Like we didn't have to worry about like shows, no nothing. We were just like,
it's fucking tight. Like you probably work during the week. Do you like work during the week, weekends off type thing?
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh shit, like it's a fucking Friday night.
Yeah.
I got nothing to do. I'm off. I can fucking chill,
right.
hang at home. Maybe I hang out with the girl, hang out with the dog, catch up on something on TV, like that kind of shit. Like, that's the best. And it's like, I love playing music. I love doing shows, but it's like, I cannot deny how tight it is to just be like the end of the fucking work week and just be like, oh, I have nothing to do.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. This is great.
Fuck
dude.
yeah, dude.
Like, I love my alone time, dude. So like, I love it. Like if I like playing shows, but if I ain't got to play a show, I'm taking full advantage of that, dude.
Yeah, no,
like,
it
great.
Makes that time off just makes, when you do play a show, it makes it more special.
Yeah. And it's very important, dude, because like you're kind of just like letting your mind relax, you know, and you ain't got to worry about anything. Like I can put on this documentary and just mindlessly watch it, you know, like it helps. So, but it was nice, man, just to like, because like we took that normal focus that we do on shows, we really focused it entirely on like what we wanted to do. And it was nice that it actually came together, you know? So like that's
the thing too. If you just focus in on like, you know, it's like you guys want to write new music and play and get better, just get that stuff tight. You don't have the negativity of like playing shows for no reason and like getting, you know, because like no matter the band, everybody's not always 100% on the same page.
Nope. You know?
So, you know, there may be a show that you're real stoked for,
right?
But you know, it's on a fucking Wednesday night and somebody has to fucking work in 4 hours, all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, not everybody's happy. So, which is inevitable. Their relationships with other people.
Yeah. But that's like my biggest thing.
But to be able to like, you know, not worry about that and just be on like a nice steady schedule where you're just writing and just locking stuff in and you can play shows when you're ready. Just like, there's a lot of value in that.
It's very great, dude. Because like I hate when like I have to be up early. So if I play a Wednesday show, I have to like play and leave, and I fucking hate that, dude. Like it makes me feel like a piece of shit, you know? Because like I love the bands I play with, but if I'm not like watching them, I just feel like I'm being disrespectful, and I'm like, I literally have to be up in like 3 hours, dude.
Yeah,
you know. So like it's like I don't even. It's so rare for us to like take weekday shows, dude. We like basically stopped. Like it has to be a really good weekend show or a week show.
Yeah,
you know, like worth our while. You know, because if not, it's like no. I'm sorry, man. Like do something on the weekend, like you know, because like a lot of the guys have like kids. And
it's
wives.
Like if we're convincing each other to come play this show, what do you think our fans are going to be doing? It's like we're all fucking, you know, we're all adults.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly, dude.
Especially for like the 21 over shows. If it's like a weeknight 21 over show, it's just like, who are you marketing this show to?
Alcoholics, dude. Yeah, because they're the only ones drinking that day. You know, that's it. You know, it's I've been kind of, I don't do week shows, you know, because they're just not worth it. Like I just don't feel, I guess, worthy to even be on the bill, because I want people to watch our set, and it's like I can't give the same other band's attention. So like,
that's the other thing that kind of sucks too about like, especially with like metal shows, if you're like hopping on a weekday bill, like as like opening support, there's fucking like 5 other bands on the bill, and like you're playing with like, you know, like this much stage space for fucking 25 minutes to people when they're walking in. It's like, why did we even agree to do this?
We played with Nile at I forget the venue name.
Was it the Altar Bar show that we played?
No.
You played with them after.
Yeah, it was like the newest one. Anyways, like, dude, it was a huge place, and like George Calais, the drummer of Nile, has like 1 million drum sets, right? It literally left us about that much room on stage. So like, dude, I almost fell off stage so many times. It was like not only were you worried about that, like it just makes you feel so claustrophobic.
Yeah, and then it
uncomfortable.
looks bad.
Yeah,
it's like, you know, if you're a band with energy that, you know, has a little bit,
you can't do anything.
No, you can't
dude.
do it.
Yeah.
And then people that have never seen you before, like, you know, what is this half sound check band
bunch of scarecrows
that has
there.
those? Yeah, it's like, no, like come see us when we actually have a stage to play on, and like a sound tech that will actually listen to us.
Yeah,
you know, that's the other thing too. When you play a lot of those shows, like they'll have the headlining band will sound check and have all the fucking channels dialed out, and then like, well, we're running you through the 4 remaining channels.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, we'll mic your kick and your snare.
Yeah, it's basically
and just
like
turn the guitars up. Good luck.
It's just basically like music, and then you're like,
yeah,
you know, like, come on, dude. Like, I hate those shows because everything's rushed, dude. Like everything.
It always like burns my shit whenever like you play those shows and like the headliner finally comes on. It's like, oh, now the microphone's working. What the fuck was that all night?
He didn't even give me a microphone.
It's like, you know, I'm full conspiracy theory, and I think there definitely is truth to it for some bands. It will say like, yo, opening support acts 10, 15 decibels lower the whole night.
Absolutely, dude.
Like, you know, like
absolutely, and it's real sad, but yeah,
just like, don't mix it good, like that kind of shit.
Yeah,
it's just like, why would you do that? It's like, are you that? Like, if you're good, you're good.
That's it. It's like I just don't know why you wouldn't take pride in making every band sound to the best of their ability.
Yeah,
you know. But these dudes are just like, nope, you know, and it's crazy, and it's like, I don't really like selling tickets, you know, like. I had to sell tickets, at least make me sound good. Like I had to beg people to come here, you know, like at least make me sound good.
Sure.
Take a little bit of time. That's it. You know, just a little bit.
It doesn't always happen. There's definitely some people that are really, really definitely good sound engineers.
Very
definitely
talented.
Befriend your local sound engineer and your local lighting tech. Be nice to those people.
Build a relationship.
Yeah,
with
even if they're grumpy to you, be nice to them. Most of those people are nice, and if you build a relationship with them, it's one, you'll make a friend.
Yeah.
And two, the next time you play that venue, they'll probably be excited to see you.
Yep.
And they will make your band sound good, which does help.
Yep. And then bring them a coffee every time because they always love coffee. So that's you know, it's like bringing an apple to your teacher. Just build a relationship with them, man. Because like you do that, like they appreciate you as a person, but they know that you're like passionate about it, so they take time. You know, so
even with the promoters, like even if, you know, again, like you're overworked promoters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it sucks selling tickets for a show. It's an extra hassle. But if you don't feel like your band can sell tickets for the show, like if you don't feel like your band can move, you know, 30, 40 tickets for Nile, don't take the fucking show.
Dude,
don't do it.
That happens so much, dude.
You don't have to play the show. So many people that complain about this ticket shit act like there's like promoters holding them by their throat down to the ground, like you're gonna play this show. It's like, no, it's like you want to play the show. You're out there swinging dick, like you're ready to fucking do this, and your band can't. You're just not ready to do it.
A lot of it is laziness, dude. Though, like I played with a bunch of bands that like try to get on these shows, and then they do, and they can't move like 5 tickets.
Sure,
it's like you can't move 5 tickets, dude. You don't know 5 people. You know, like it's.
I mean, if you don't, that's fine. But then you don't. As much as like this sounds, I feel like it sounds shitty to say. It's like, well, you don't deserve to play that show.
Yeah,
because you know you have a band with a city with a few dozen metal bands,
right?
That probably would all be happy to play that show.
Yeah.
Nile.
Yeah.
Say. And there's 2 opening spots.
Right.
If your band can't do it, I guarantee you one of the other ones can. And they probably deserve it a little bit more than you do.
Exactly.
Just give it to them.
Yeah, dude. It's like if you can't do it, that doesn't mean you can't like attend and support them.
Yeah.
You know, like just work on actually building a fan base and connecting with people so you're able to do that.
Yeah.
You know, like And that's the problem. It's like they take that opportunity to learn from that, but they replace it with they just hate it. They hate it. They hate everything to do with it.
I think it's back to that people wanting stuff quickly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, new band that's been playing for 4 months wants to be like, oh, new band, we're already opening up for Nile, as if it's like even that hard.
Yeah.
Because the promoters don't do any vetting.
No.
They're just like, the first band that hits them up and is like, yeah, we'll sell the tickets. Then
Right.
you got the spot. It's not hard to get on an opening spot. If there's a spot, on that bill, you could be playing with fucking Cephalic Carnage or fucking Cattle Decap or fucking Nile or, fucking Dying Fetus, whatever.
Right.
It's not hard to get on those spots.
No.
It's just, you just send the email and agree to sell tickets.
Like, it's not like you send them a tape and they listen to it like, oh, you're a good fit.
Every once in a while, there may be a booking agent that will like approve a band, but it's very rare, especially in metal.
Yeah.
I get it a lot more when I'm submitting to play shows with Sykes and a New Violence.
Oh, really?
A lot of like the hip hop talent buyers and people, even if it's like, if I'm submitting to play with like an indie rock band or something, there's a lot more focus on it because I think that they just want to make sure that all the bands that are playing are good that night. With metal, they don't seem to give a shit. And it rubs everything the wrong way because you'll have this band that's not ready to play a show opening up for Nile.
Right.
And they are the representation of Pittsburgh music to all the people going to that show that don't normally go to local shows.
Right.
It's like, oh, this is the local band. Let's see what this is. And all of a sudden you have this fucking band that's under-rehearsed, not ready to play. And it's like, well, if they're playing with Nile, they must be the best band that Pittsburgh has to offer because they don't understand how easy it is to actually get on those gigs. They're not bands.
No.
They think it's a big deal. They think they're fucking friends with Nile because they opened up with them. You know what I mean? It's like, no, that's not it,
Right. And
they're not going to fucking say 2 words to us the whole goddamn
you
night.
probably won't even see them that night.
It's not how it is.
I see them on stage and that's it.
It's just not how it works out. So it really, really, it's funny, but it's funny when you think about it, but it is super disappointing because it just paints a bad picture.
Exactly, dude. Because like, not only are you unrehearsed, you're taking 25, 30 minutes to get off stage.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you can't do that, man. Like, especially in that setting, they want stuff to move and move. But that's a big thing, man. Like, you represent the music scene in Pittsburgh when you're up there. You know, so like,
and the thing is, a lot of people just forget that. It seems like silly, but it's so true that, what you are doing it's more than yourself.
Yeah.
Booking shows isn't about you. It's about like the people that are coming out to that show, making sure they're having a good time, enjoying themselves, and you're a comfortable environment.
Yeah.
Even if it is a bunch of, big sweaty motherfuckers slamming into each other, like, but it's still, you have to create a comfortable environment. And then when you're taking that spot to play with a national band, you are a representative of the local music scene to people that don't know. Like, there's tons of people that I know that I've heard and talked to where it's just like, I don't really see, like, I don't go to local shows, but I saw this band open up for such and such once, and I'm just like, oh, that band, you fuck, like, that's not
them guys.
Yeah, it's not the band that you want to see. That's not who you want representing.
Fucking and like, it also gives the person, well, if you like that band, you should really check out this band because they're super good. But like, that happens a lot more than often, dude. Where people do that and they put themselves in that position. And then it leaves a bad taste in their mouth, and it's just like a rolling effect, So I don't know, man. So, so what do you like? So when you're writing an album, okay, I'm interested in this fact. Okay, so when you're writing an album, how do you get your content for the album, like lyrically wise? Like, what's your whole process there?
So it changes. It's always different. Usually what has happened, it tends to be like whatever song I write, like I'll write lyrics to a song and okay, what is the vibe of this? Like, what is this song about? Is this a theme or a style that I want to continue through the other songs?
Right.
Yes or no? I don't know. And then maybe I'll write for a next one and see if there's anything that's connected. And then usually over time, something kind of comes together. Okay. So we'll say an easy thing that I can do would be for the first Grey Walker record that we did.
Right.
At the time, I hadn't played in a metal band in a while, and I was doing a lot of the hip hop stuff.
Okay.
And everything that I was writing with Sykes, it's always very introspective about my life, things like that. So I was thinking, I want to do the polar opposite for Grey Walker. Let's get more like fantasy, science fiction. Let's write more, not about myself, but let's actually do like more like storytelling.
Hell yeah.
So that was the goal that I wanted to do with the Grey Walker stuff. And that's kind of still where it's at. Like Sykes is still very like personal, you know, in terms of like, you know, social stuff, political stuff to a degree, not like overt, but just like society, like songs about my life and the life around me.
Right.
And then Grey Walker's always more about just like telling stories. And without Control, the second album that we did, it wasn't so much on fantasy, but it was like writing more like from the perspective of people that have gone through hard things. I like writing from the perspective of people that have gone through things like addiction and loss in life.
And it's hilarious, dude, because like I picked up on that immediately. Like just the whole atmosphere of that record, you can tell like within your voice, you're more like powerful, and there's anger in there, and like everything about it's just like it just reminded me of like a struggle, then a peak.
Yeah.
Like, and that's interesting that you said that, because that's exactly how I felt about it.
Cool. I'm glad that came across.
But yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I love the storytelling aspect about it, because like I always loved writing short stories and stuff. So like when I do it, I kind of do it the exact same way you do. Like I listen to the music, I let the music speak to me. Like I'm like, I go into it, I want to walk away with a concept, and then I want to bloom that concept. So like we'll play, you know, they'll play the new songs, and then I get an idea of like, all right, so this is what I want to write about. Okay. And then like I'll go back in like next couple weeks of practices, I'll just try to get like my vocal patterns. This is what I want to do here. This is not what I want to do here. But then like within that whole process, once I pick the concept, dude, I submerge myself so deep in research and all that stuff. Like I become like crazy obsessive about it, and then like really just try to like dig myself into it. But like I kind of feel it works better that way. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, I hate gore lyrics, dude. Like I grew up on horror movies, so like I can't even watch a horror movie. I know what's going on before you even put it on, dude. Like,
sure.
And like it's just really sad, but like I can't get behind the gore aspect, you know? Like I don't want to write about killing someone. Like our last album, Perpetual, was about archaeologists that dug up this ancient fungus that eventually like consumed the humans by like harvesting their own bodies, and they were using their bodies as a blossom, like a tree. Like they would pollute seeds, blah blah blah. So like I like stuff like that. Like when I read someone's lyrics and they're like kill stab, I'm like, next, I'm closing this.
Sure.
Like, it just kills it for me, dude. Because like I wanna just like I always said, like I want to be transferred somewhere. So when I'm reading your lyrics, like I want to hear like a good intellectual whatever. There it is. Yeah.
Intellectual.
Yeah. Just like that you actually took time and put something into it.
I mean, I think that there are, you know, there's just a lot of people that do music that are, especially in the like, whether it's, you know, brutal death or grind or in that realm, where it's just like the lyrical content doesn't matter.
Not at all.
And it's just like, you know, we're just going to make noises and we're going to talk about killing, and that's going to be our whole shtick.
Right.
That's fine, but I agree. It's hard for me to like really feel like I'm moved by that. Not necessarily that I need to be moved by everything. There's some of that stuff that I hear, I'm like, this is fucking heavy. This is cool. Yeah. But it's also like, I'm going to enjoy it with the same, it's like the same feeling as like a candy bar or something, you know? It's just like,
exactly.
This is a cool snack.
Yeah.
But it's not going to change my life.
No.
But also like, every song that I hear doesn't have to change my life. It's like a good balance. I like having both. But in terms of like what I want to put out into the world creatively, it's like I want there to be something more for people to chew on.
Right.
So that's the way that I engage with music. So that's what I try to put out there.
Right.
But if you're a band that's just like whatever, just shitting stuff out. That's cool too. Whatever makes you
whatever
happy.
works,
Everybody
man.
does stuff for their own reasons.
Yeah.
So
like, dude, probably the hardest thing I had to write for was this hardcore band I joined back in like, I don't know, early 2007 or something. I've never tried to write hardcore lyrics, and they were the hardest thing to write in my life. Like I tried, I listened to like a bunch of hardcore bands. I'm not like hardcore music,
sure.
expert, so I don't know. I just know sometimes it's got to be positive and sometimes it's not. It's just like I couldn't wrap my brain on how to even start it, dude.
Yeah.
And like I remember like I asked my buddy in the band, I was like, you need to help me, dude, because I have no idea what to write about, and it was literally just like stupid stuff, dude.
Yeah, I think that
just dumb.
I think that's maybe the problem too, is like sometimes if a style of music just isn't who you are, it's like, how are you supposed to contribute to it genuinely?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, I don't have a crew.
No,
I'm not about family. I'm not on the streets. Like, it's like, what the fuck am I going to write a hardcore song about?
Dude,
it's like, I mean, there's like, I don't have, it's like, there's a lot of hardcore bands that I like seeing live. I like listening to. It's like, the stuff's fun, but it's like, that's just not who I am as a person.
Yeah, dude. And I, like, after that, I definitely quit shortly after, because I was like, I can't do this. Like, I can't, dude. I'm sorry, but like, it was nice because it really put me out of my comfort zone. But then like, it was also like, okay, so if you're going to write for bands in the future, like, you need to figure out what you really want to do, like collectively,
that's why I was like, if you have like a almost like a cinematic mind, you need like a cinematic landscape to work with, to lyrically, and hardcore's tight, but it's not particularly cinematic.
Right. Like you might get that out of like progressive heavy metal, like the Man of Wars and all that stuff. But,
sure.
But yeah, you just don't get that in that scene. And like, I don't hate it. It's great for the people, but it was not me, man. Like I felt like an alien, dude. I was just like, what is going on, man?
No doubt.
It was nuts though, man. But yeah, like, and then I just always like the whole idea of concepts. Like I love concept albums, like Coheed and Cambria is really good at that with their comic books and stuff. Like that's insane. That's eventually what I would like to do, like not with this band or anything else. It's just like, it's an idea in the back of my head. Like, why can't you do that? You can exactly, and like, it's just but like, I also feel you have to have a good concept so you can like take it to that level, but then also expand it to, to a sense. But that dude's like a genius, man. He's like a crazy sci-fi writer too. Dude, which is crazy. But yeah, dude, just, I just like that. I'm crazy about reading, so I like an interesting story, behind it. So,
what if there was anything? I think a lot of people know you. That anybody that's watching this now, still, we're about an hour in. We'll be wrapping up very shortly.
Nice.
But people that know you, at this point, they know you from being in these heavy metal bands, very guttural vocals, very intense.
Right.
If there was anything musically that you listen to that might surprise people, any curveballs, is there anything in the regular-ish rotation?
If I'm not listening, I really, it's hilarious, but I love classical music. Classical music is always playing in my car. And if I'm not listening to that, I listen to a lot of movie soundtracks. The Blade Runner soundtrack is like my top tier favorite album of all time, dude. So I listen to that, and I listen to a lot of books online, dude. Like, I don't want to like overburden myself with metal, so like, and my wife doesn't like it. Like, she listens to a bunch of other stuff. Like, there's a couple folk bands I like, So like, she's helped me like discover a bunch of stuff, but I try not to listen to it all the time. Like I love classical music because I love the flow. It's like easy, and it really it's kind of therapeutic for me. And like I know a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I listen to classical, but then I listen to death metal, and I'm like, well, that's really how I am. Like I enjoy it. I've always enjoyed it. Like I've always wanted to play the piano. I don't understand how the violin completely sounds that beautiful. Mm-hmm. So like I've always just been it's kind of been like an obsession with me about how these dudes with no computers, no nothing, could just create this stuff by writing on paper, and it turns out this
because they weren't fucking distracted with like the internet and all this stuff. Like, oh shit, we're a band. We don't have fucking merch designs on our fucking Instagram page and 10,000 followers in the next month. Nobody's gonna take us seriously.
Buy our merch. You know,
it's just like dude. No, it's like take time and let your fucking thing develop, and then release it out into the world when it's ready.
Yeah, dude. So like I enjoy those.
None of that shit existed back then. People had nothing else better to do but just sit and play. Good.
And like actually picture how they wanted it to sound and what it was going to describe.
Even something as recent as like Pantera.
Yeah.
It's like those motherfuckers were tight. Why? Because all they did was fucking play shows. And they were fucking blitzed half the time. Dude, like, and they were still fucking tighter than your band may most likely never will ever be.
No, you're never going to reach that level.
Fucking insane.
Yeah.
But they just fucking played. And played and played and played.
Exactly, dude.
When they recorded their music, they recorded them actually playing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, organic. Let's record into a computer and hit a button and fix all the note type shit.
Let's put auto-tune on this. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's crazy. But
there's definitely some Pantera songs with no auto-tune, and Phil's trying his best. Oh, man. God bless his soul. Jeez. But hey, it's real.
Yeah. Dude, so what's up with that guy from Motley Crue, man? What their singer?
Vince Neil?
Yeah, bro. He's losing it, dude.
What about him?
I completely saw this video online. It's the greatest thing ever. So like there's this thing where you can pay celebrities to like wish you a happy birthday or like tell your girl.
Okay, like Cameo or whatever.
Yeah. Well, this dude's parents and brother chipped in like $600, right? To be like, hey, Vince Neil, my boy's like a big Motley Crue fan, and like just wish him a happy birthday, right? Dude, your boy is like in Florida. It's like 6 a.m, drunk as hell, dude. He's like, hey, I just want to wish you a happy birthday. And his voice is like, dude, you got to see it. It's so funny. And then the dude that received it, he like left a comment on the video, and he's like, yeah, this is cool birthday gift. He's like, dude, it was so good, dude. Cause he just like, he like murmurs everything, man, dude.
That's kind of sad.
It's real sad, dude. Cause he's become like an internet joke now.
Sure.
You know, like God rest his soul, but it's just like, dude, if you ain't got it, just put it down.
Yeah.
You know,
but man, that's rough.
It is. So cool.
Well, shit, dude, before we completely wrap up, I feel like there's probably some post-mortal stuff that we should talk about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot all about that, dude. Oh, my God.
Well, like I said, people know. We don't got to talk about a fucking album.
We just released a new single. It's up on Slam Worldwide. Check it out. And if you enjoy it, share it. Leave a comment. We're going to be doing more shows. That's basically all you need to know.
Cool.
That's it. And just keep it simple. But yeah, just check that out. We appreciate it. The album's going to be dropping probably later this year. It's all about mental asylums, and it's pretty cool. So I appreciate it.
Rad. So. And let's do it. That is all, folks. Thanks so much for listening one more time. Jake, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, dude. I appreciate it.
Dude, I could probably talk with you for like another fucking hour.
Well, that's good.
I got another guest coming in, so I gotta reset everything.
You're all good, man.
But with that being said, I'll be back in a couple days with another episode. Same time, same place, same channel. You know the drill. My name is Sykes. Start the beat 2020. Woo woo.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for listening, and we are done, my friend.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Dude, that was awesome.
Hell yeah.
That was good.